Cells are specialized. Multicelled organisms are made up of different types of cells. Each cell type carries out different functions that are necessary in order for the organism as a whole to survive. This is known as cell specialization. There is a brain pop that goes along with this, but I believe I've already assigned it previously, so we'll just skip it for now. Specialized cells cooperate. In multicelled organisms, like humans, different cells are needed to perform specialized jobs for the organism. All the different kinds of cells that work together are cooperating to keep the organism alive. For instance, if you didn't have brain cells, you wouldn't really be alive. If you didn't have muscle cells, your heart would stop beating. And if you didn't have blood cells or marrow cells, guys, none of your organisms would work. All of these different types of cells are necessary in order for the organism as a whole to survive. Here are some examples of specialized cells. Different types of cells may look very different. Their size and shape help them perform their special roles. These are different types of cells in humans. Nerve cells, a red blood cell, epithelial cells, bone cells, white blood cells, muscle cells, and fat cells. There are additional cells also listed to the right of your screen. Hopefully, you will not have cancer cells. Let's look at nerve cells. Nerve cells have long parts that allow them to send messages a very long way. The structure allows the cell to move easily and send signals to and receive signals from all parts of the body. It's very difficult to repair a nerve cell, and once they are damaged, you're probably not going to have nerve or feeling in that part of the body. Blood cells. Red blood cells have simple structures. These cells carry oxygen to all parts of the body as they move in the bloodstream. The smooth, round shape of red blood cells allows the cell to pass easily through blood vessels. Epithelial cells. Epithelial cells fit tightly together to form a continuous layer of cells. The specific structure of these cells helps them function in many important ways. In humans, I love saying this word. Epithelial, cells compose the skin, glands, and the lining of the respiratory and digestive tracts. Oh, that's fun to say. Epithelial? Anyway. Bone cells. Bone cells form a thick mineral matrix. When the matrix hardens and entraps the bone cells, the bone is formed. They provide stability and structure to the body. White blood cells. White blood cells are irregularly shaped so that they can squeeze in and out of the bloodstream to trap foreign material. These cells are part of the body's immune system and are differentiated further into several white blood cell types that each have specific shape and function in order to combat a range of threats to the body. White blood cells are good, but their increased presence indicates that something's probably wrong with your body. Muscle cells. Muscle cells help the body move. These cells have a long, thin shape that allows the cell to shorten or lengthen as they contract or relax. Fat cells. Fat cells store food until it is needed. These cells have large storage spaces that can expand to hold large amounts of fat. Ugh, doesn't look very nice, does it? Specialized animal tissues. A tissue is a group of specialized cells that work together to perform a specific function. Both plants and animals have tissues that are specialized for different functions within an organism. There are 4 main types of animal tissues: connective tissue, nervous tissue, epithelial tissue, and muscle tissue. Here are some examples of the various types of tissues. Connective tissue gives shape to organs and helps to hold them in place. Bone tissue is an example of connective tissue. Nervous tissue. Nervous tissue transmits signals and allows different parts of the body to communicate with each other. Epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue creates a semi-permeable barrier between an organ and the external environment. Epithelial tissue is found in the skin, the airways, the reproductive tract, and the digestive tract. This type of tissue is specialized to allow secretion and absorption. It also helps protect organisms from pathogens, injury, and fluid loss. Muscle tissue. Muscle tissue produces force and causes motion. There are 3 types of muscle tissue: smooth muscle, skeletal muscle, and cardiac muscle. Smooth muscle lines the insides of organs. Smooth muscle lines the inside of organs. Skeletal muscle is attached to the bones, and the cardiac muscles are found in the heart. Organization in multicellular organisms. From the simplest to the most complex, the proper levels of organization in a multicellular organisms are an atom. An atom is the smallest element that you will ever find. Multiple atoms make up molecules. These molecules then can be used to make up DNA and an organelle. Multiple organelles make up a cell. Multiple cells make up tissues. Multiple tissues make up organs, and multiple organs make up an entire organ system. All these organ systems working coherently together create a whole organism. Remember, organelles are specialized subunits in a cell. Cells are structural and functional units of all living organisms. Some organisms, such as bacteria, are made up of only one cell, though. Other organisms, such as animals and humans, are each made up of many cells. Tissues are composed of many cells that work together to perform a specific function. Tissue covers most parts of an organism. Organs are composed of several tissues and perform one or more functions in the body. The body is made up of many organs, including the heart, lungs, liver, eyes, and brain. Organ systems. Organ systems are groups of related organs that work together to perform a function or set of functions. The functions of various organ systems usually overlap and are influenced by each other. There are 11 major organ systems in the human. The whole organism is composed of all of the various organ systems. Its functions are carried out by a cooperation of all of the systems. Okay, well, this is all we're going to talk about, or at least cover, regarding cell organization today. This is a topic that you should have covered in health, and it is something we discussed previously in this unit. Please remember to study for your test, because it will either be tomorrow or the following day, depending on whether or not you are an A-Day, B-Day student, or